Now let's join our palms together. We're inviting His Holiness to bestow Buddha Dharma teaching. First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhong, and homage to the 16 Dharma King Karmapa, and homage to Master Dukten Dorje. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice today, the savior of the spirit world, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. Simu. Today, Simu attended the son of Lai Mu Chun's wedding. So Simu attended a wedding party and came back in time to attend the group practice, and she didn't have a chance to change her outfit into Lama outfit. So the outfit that she's wearing is the wedding party dress. So it's very special today. So all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, all disciples present here and over the internet, and our participating VIPs today, from the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Taiwan, Secretary General Daniel Liao's wife, Dharma Sister Judy, accountant to the True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa, for the CTI TV Taiwan, producers for the Geni Gensang Shinton, Dharma Sister Rebecca Shiachi, and the former Vice President Li Shulian's assistant and the PR Director of the International Businesswomen Association, Ms. Chue Huiling. And from the Sunny Line Dancers from Taiwan, Ms. Lin Yishen. And from the Fuxing Airline of Taiwan, Dharma Sister Nation. So, good evening everyone, how do you do in Mandarin and Cantonese? So today we had the Homa of Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, and I called upon him as the savior of the spirit worlds. And actually not only that, in the sutras he was mentioned that prior to Sakyamuni Buddha's parinirvana, he entrusted to Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva that in the future, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva would be in charge of all Buddhism. So In the modern worlds, he would be the representative of the founder of Buddhism, because the founder, Sakyamuni Buddha, is not here anymore, so Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva would be in charge. Many Buddhist scholars debated, like the one with the highest wisdom, Manjushri, why wasn't he became the representative of the founder, or the most compassionate Guan Yin Bodhisattva? Why not? They become the representative for the founder, because in Buddhism, the ordained monk is more revered. So that's why the monk is the leader, and then the ladies would follow. And of the 8 great bodhisattvas, the one that appeared as a monk is Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva. That's why Sakyamuni Buddha entrusted Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva in the 6 rebirth realms as the representative for Sakyamuni Buddha. Because Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva showed his monk as a monk, appeared as a monk, but actually it only is an appearance. Whether you are ordained or lay practitioner, that is just an appearance. There are some ladies that are actually ordained or left home people, and there's some left home monks or nuns. They're actually like ladies, because the outer appearance and the inner state are different. There are some people who appeared as an ordained left home monks or nuns, but actually they live their life as laity, because they're just concerned and worried about their wives or their brothers or husbands or children or grandchildren. They're actually like laity, like the stay-home practitioner. So this kind of left home people, some of them still play the stocks, or they still have career or business. So they're not true left home ordained Sangha members. A true ordained Sangha members are that the 4 elements are intrinsically empty, and they are free from the alcohol, sex, wealth. So they put in more effort into spiritual cultivation. But the rest, they are so concerned with worldly concern. So only those who cultivate spiritually in the inner self and then perform Dharma work, then they would be considered the truly left home monks or nuns. And there are some stay-home practitioners or the laity who are even more diligent than the left home monks and nuns. And they are apart from the worldly affairs. So those kind of great laity are the same as the left home Sangha member. Although the bodies seem to be, they appear as laity, but their inner selves they are like a Sangha member. But monks and people, left home people who appear as monks and nuns, but they're still concerned and be afflicted by worldly affairs, then they're not truly Sangha members. Only those who cultivate their inner selves and perform Dharma work are considered a true Sangha members. But those who appear as monks and nuns, but they're still deeply in the worldly affairs, and they are not true left home monks and nuns. Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is very high. Of the 4 great Buddhist mountains in China, one of them is Mount Jiuhua for Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. And also Mount Utai, or the clear, cool mountain for Manjushri Bodhisattva. And Mount Ermi for Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. And Putosan, Puto mountain for Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. And of all of these 4 bodhisattvas, the one that appeared as a monk is Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. And he's not only the savior of the spirit worlds, but he's all in the 6 rebirth realms. That in each of the 6 rebirth realms, there is a Siddhigarbha there. So he is very supreme and highly revered and truly great. And today, let's continue on the Great Perfection Dharma of Tantrayana. I clearly realize how inconceivable the unobstructed Dharma realm was. I ultimately understood today that direct Buddhahood in this body can only be understood among the Buddhas. Even the Bodhisattvas, the holy sages and arhats may not necessarily grasp it. So the Great Perfection Dharma of Tantrayana was originally transmitted only from Buddha to Buddha, and not to be explained otherwise. The spiritually gifted people can learn the Great Perfection Dharma, and average people can only learn the exoteric Dharma. And Sakyamuni Buddha's unspeakable refers to this. So the unobstructed Dharma realm. Recently, I often talk about the unobstructed, which is no obstructions. Subhuti, he's the one who comprehends emptiness. He's the first and foremost in that. When Sakyamuni Buddha went to heaven and spoke on the Siddhigarbha Sutra to his mother, Mahamaya, Sakyamuni Buddha disappeared for a long time. And one day he descended from heaven and when Sakyamuni Buddha descended from heaven, many people greeted him. And the Venerable Subhuti was cultivating in the cave. And a thought passed in his mind that he wanted to greet and meet Sakyamuni Buddha. And then he thought, my heart did greet Sakyamuni Buddha, but his body was still sitting in the cave. So he had this thought. to want to greet Sakyamuni Buddha, but his body did not move. Only his heart moved. And Lian Hua Se, Lotus Se, saw Sakyamuni Buddha descended from heaven and told Sakyamuni Buddha, I am the one, the first one who greeted you. And Sakyamuni Buddha said, nope, you're not the first one. The first one was Shibudu, Subhuti. So now you understand. Because Subhuti's heart had moved, although his body did not move. So he was the first one who greeted Sakyamuni Buddha, and Buddha knew. So if your body moved, but your heart did not, and to greet Sakyamuni Buddha, if it was only the body, then that was not the true greeting. So the true greeting is when your heart moves. So when the heart connects with the heart, then that all is done. So I talk about this unobstructed several times. Let me share a joke. A doctor and an engineer love the same girl, and they're both courting her. And the doctor sent her one rose every day, and the engineer gave her an apple every day. And the lady was curious, and finally couldn't contain her curiosity and asked her, based on what I know, a rose represents love, but how about apple? And the engineer replied, if you eat an apple a day, then you would be healthy, and then you don't need to see a doctor. So she married the engineer who gave her apple. Sometimes it is more important to eat than to see. By seeing it, you may not quench your thirst, but only by taking it in, then you would quench your thirst. So what I meant is, when your heart has moved, is the moving of your mind or heart is more important than your body. So spiritual cultivation of the mind, of the inner self, is more important than the action, the outer appearance. So there's comparison. Although the comparison may not be good, but in reality, you need to know how the hearts move, or being touched, or being moved. Everybody is different. What kind of feeling you have toward who you have feeling for and who you don't have feeling for. If you have such a feeling and the other person also has the same feeling, then you can be in union. It's the same with the yogic response or yogic union in Tantrayana. If you have a feeling toward a person and that person has the same feeling toward you, then you would be in yogic union. And the same thing, the feeling you have for Buddha or Bodhisattva. That's how you choose your personal deity or main deity or yidam. That you is most respectful toward a Buddha or Bodhisattva, or you have a strong feeling toward the Buddha or Bodhisattva, then that would be your yidam. So unobstructed means no obstructions. In this world, nothing is obstructed. Even in the heaven and in the earth, whether as a human being or as a Buddha, there are no obstructions between the two. You can be connected with all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas of all the realms, and all the same. You can be with the spirits in hell, animal realms, or the hungry ghost realms, also connected with them. No obstructions, all the same. When Grandmaster circumambulated and chanting Amitabha Buddha, all one circle and then to the Siddhigarbha hall there, I would say homage to the Lotus Youth, homage to Siddhigarbha, Bodhisattva, homage to Vedho, Skanda and Sangarama, and homage to all the gods and homage to all the spirits. So homage to all equally, and then I bow. Why would Grandmaster want to pay homage to Lotus Youth, Siddhigarbha, and the Skanda Sangarama, and also all the spirits? Why? Because in my view that they too would become Buddhas in the future. That's how I treat them. That's why I'm truly respectful toward all sentient beings. Because in the future, they too will attain Buddhahood, no matter what kind of person you are. So the way I am is called unobstructed. But other people is like this. I would only want to have relationship with these people, but not those people. Because I regard you as being evil, or you're selfish, or you're always calculating, or that you ignore me, so I would ignore you. But for Grandmaster, that's not the case. Because Grandmaster believes that everyone has Buddha nature now and will also become Buddhas in the future. So toward elderly and children, men and women, I respect them equally and pay homage to them equally. Only this would be called unobstructed. Your spiritual cultivation should reach this kind of state. I never say that, oh, I don't want to get to know you or be connected to you. And some people think that because some disciples left Grandmaster, that Grandmaster would dislike them. No. Because Grandmaster respects all disciples equally. Whether you're here, whether you left, or you never come back, I respect them equally. I'm different from other people. It's not the case that because you left, that I would say to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, that let them break their foot, let them fall into the ditch, let them encounter all kinds of obstacles, let them be sick, let them suffer from bad lucks. No, I never think like that. I would wish them well, that they would find a better teacher for themselves. It should be like that, right? There are many gurus around. If you can find a better guru for yourself, then we should wish them well. Then this would be called unobstructed. No obstructions. So when your heart is expansive as infinite, then that's how it should be. You know, like a disciple that left and now he or she comes back and then I would ignore them? No, impossible. I would extend my arms and welcome you. Because we are all equal, we all have Buddha nature, and we all will become Buddhas in the future. Only this would be called unobstruction. But there was a great master that said, the Dharma name that I give you is really meaningful. You know, it's my hope for you, each of you, do you know? So, and all the reference, the Fazi, nodded their heads except one. So the great master asked that monk, so you don't agree? Because his name is Yanji. So, meaning nirvana or extinction. You know, actually that's the best Dharma name. So it depends how you think of it. Perfect extinction, that means you're a Buddha, right? So parinirvana or perfect extinction is Buddha. It doesn't mean death. So perfect extinction, that's what the great master said, the Dharma name given to you. So of the reference here, there was one. I name him Lian En. Is that you from Taiwan Lizang Temple? How many days will you be here? Oh, he's here for training. Oh, you've been here for three weeks. So you pronounce it as En. That's a good name. So don't think that it is a strange name. So if you think everything is good, everything is fine, then that is unobstructed. So if someone asks you, how are you? How's your health recently? You replied, can you please help me? And you replied, Everything, you just say, Lian Everything is This means okay. Is okay. Everything is okay. This is the best. This is the Dharma name for unobstruction. Everything is fine. You say okay, and you say Where have you been recently? Everything is good. Everything is fine. So how do you find living here? Everything is good. That's perfect. So that's non-obstructions. Nothing is obstructing you. I've told you this, that my Mercedes-Benz in the past, a white Benz, the license plate was 546. And in Chinese, it could sound like I'm dead. And I said, no. Oh, it's no problems anymore. And when you have no problems whatsoever, that's also non-obstruction, unobstructed. Even if I'm dead, that's also unobstructed. So I'm the only one left the world and none of anybody's business. That's also unobstructed. The past has passed. The present will become past. And in the future, everything would become nothing. And it is unobstructed too. Anything is the realm of unobstructed. So the unobstructed philosophy was invented by me. So little did you know about the unobstructed Dharma realm. There was a very stubborn man. If the sun told him to go to the east, he would go to the west. If you asked him to buy a watermelon, he would buy a winter melon. So for the funerals, for the prayers, the sun asked the monks to ask the dead to go to the eastern realm. Why? Everybody wants to go to the western paradise. And then, well, but you didn't know he was so stubborn. If you asked him to go to the eastern realm, then he would go to the western realm. That was a joke, but actually, the eastern realm of lapis lazuli and the western realm of Atmos bliss and all the other pure lands and Buddha lands are all interconnected. They're all the same, actually. It's just different aspects of it. You know that it was written in the sutra that you go, you make an offering to all the Buddhas, to all the pure lands, the Huayan, the flower ornament pure land, encompasses all the Buddha lands. All the pure lands are encompassed in it. And this is called unobstructed in the 10 directions. There's a Buddhist saying that if you vertically, there are 3 time, which is the past, present, and future, and then the 10 directions is the space dimension. They're all connected. So the 10 directions are the 8 directions and up and down. That's all directions, which mean all space dimension, and the time dimension. They're all connected together. And this is the unobstructed Dharma realm. Now you're clear what it means. The wife asks, why man loves the big boobs? And the husband said, so the babies can drink lots of milk, and this is the responsibility of fathers. Why men like beautiful ladies? And the husband replied, it's to change the genes in the family. And that's the responsibility as of descendants. And the wife asked again, why man likes the slim ladies? Because Confucius teaches us that we should take the small ones and let others have the big ones. That's a good virtue. So nobody laughed at the jokes. Why Grandmaster uses jokes to teach sentient beings? What is the meaning behind this? Because the jokes are also connected to the Buddha Dharma. There's no obstruction in this. But why the other great masters don't tell jokes? That's their opinions. Because they think that jokes cannot help sentient beings, that only the proper Buddha Dharma can help sentient beings. But for Grandmaster, there's no problem with telling jokes, because jokes too can also help sentient beings. Whether you laugh at it or you don't laugh at it, jokes can also deliver sentient beings. That's all fine. There's no obstruction in that. Don't think that Grandmaster tells too many jokes, but actually, of all these jokes, they are also Buddhist concepts. There's no obstruction in this. The title of this joke is, Have You Laughed? A man drove the car to the toll booth, and the lady, the clerk, was beautiful, and the man was just gazing at her. And the lady said, 小心肝. This is also a play of words in Chinese. It sounds like, oh, my little, like my little heart or apple. It's play of words in Chinese. Actually, be careful. The bar, and the bar fell down to the car. So the lady said, but I told you to be careful. And the man thought he was calling him like darling, because it sounds the same, but it meant different thing. But this kind of joke can't be told in English. Only the Chinese speakers would understand this kind of joke. Okay, let me share a joke. A husband was on a business trip for a long time, and the wife, with her 4-year-old daughter, the daughter asked the mom, Dad is on business trip, so it's so boring here. Why don't you give us more younger brothers or sisters? Then I have company. And mom said, well, we have to wait till your dad comes back to do that. And the little daughter said, Well, we can give him a surprise. So the words of the daughter is unobstructed. But the mom is obstructed. She has obstruction. Because if dad comes home and he found another younger brother or younger sister at home, then there would be obstruction. So who would be most unobstructed? Is the heart of the children is unobstructed. That's why Grandmaster loves little kids, because they are unobstructed. But adults are always obstructed. So I'd rather be a little kid than to be an adult, because adults are always obstructed, but not kids. In Grandmaster's Buddhist cultivation, now Grandmaster's become like a kid. There is no obstruction in his speech. Because we never think about harming others or hurting others. So spontaneity would occur. So I would be spontaneous, and then when you reach such a state, that would be unobstructed. Okay, this is the realm of children. The kid asks mom, "Mom, why did you marry dad?" And mom said, "Because I was blind then, that's why I married your dad." And then the kid asked dad, "Why are we so poor?" And dad said, "Because our money was spent to cure your mom's eyesight." So the kid was more naive and innocent. And the adults were arguing, fighting. See, the mom said, because she's blind, that's why she married the dad. And the dad said that our money was spent to cure mom's eyesight. So adults are fighting with each other. But kids, well, kids also fight for toys. But they're also spontaneous, a direct reaction of their innocence. This is another joke of words of children. The kids' words sometimes are very surprising. He's watching TV, eating his favorite snack. And the dad tried him, "Don't eat it anymore, you'd get fat." And he didn't respond. And he responded, the kid responded that, "But I'm growing tall, I'm growing up. You're the one that's getting fat, gaining weight." So the jokes today are not so funny. So the not so funny jokes are funny. I've checked on these jokes at home. I knew that they weren't so funny, but I still should tell the jokes. So the great perfection Dharma of Tantrayana was originally transmitted only from Buddha to Buddha. and not to be explained otherwise. This is unobstructed, a very profound realm. You need to reach a real high realm in your spiritual cultivation in order to be in an unobstructed realm. And it is transmitted from Buddha to Buddha and not to be explained otherwise. The spiritually gifted people can learn, are able to learn the great perfection Dharma, but average people can only learn the esoteric Dharma. So Sakyamuni Buddha's saying unspeakable refers to this. Are there obstructions in the world? Yes, there are. For example, I went to a restaurant once and I often ask, oh, who's the owner of the restaurant? Oh, yeah, the boss knew that you're coming, so they're hiding. I said, why? So he doesn't welcome me? No. Because the owner of the restaurant is Buddhist, but he follows other school. So knowing that Grandmaster Lu is coming, he hid himself, he hid. And when I heard that, I said, Amitabha, the unobstructed Dharma realm. So, do you remember at the sea fair today, this year, Sumo and I went to a booth and met a good Dharma sister. Ex-Dharma sister. And we wanted to say hi. And when she saw us coming, she turned and ran away. And she was gone. And wasn't she here just now? And then, so, because she wasn't there, we just joined our palms, greeted them, and left. And then we walked back and forth. And then we passed by the booth again, and the Dharma sister was there and couldn't avoid us. And I said, hi, how are you? And she thought, oh, this is not people I like to see. And then she immediately ran away. The Dharma realm is unobstructed. Oh no. You know, the Dharma realm was innately or originally unobstructed. How are we so scary like that? And then we walked to the Pho Bao Temple, the spiritual center of Huaku Mountain of Taiwan. And they're all nuns, tall and look very dignified. In Seattle, there was the Pho Bao Temple of Huaku-san. I joined my palms to them, and they all smiled and returned the greetings. Amitabha, Guan Yin Bodhisattva. They all smiled, and we were all very happy. And thinking of that Dharma sister who ran away, who didn't want to see us, that in the future, if you get to the Western paradise, and if I happen to be there, are you going to run to a different Pure Land? How could that be? So what Great Master meant by the unobstructed Dharma realm is when your heart is truly expansive, that you can embrace all the worlds, that all the people can be inside your heart. Nothing is creating obstructions. There's no people who dislike you, no people who hate you, no enemies. And only this would be called the unobstructed Dharma realm. So let me tell you today, only when you reach this kind of state that you would be qualified to be called a Buddha. Okay, that's another real life joke about the little Shanghai girl. When she saw Xiaoye, Dharma sister from Chengdu, and I said, "Oh, Dharma sister Xiaoye from Chengdu is coming here," and the little Shanghai girl just rolled her eyes. So you have to change in the future, okay? It's okay, no big deal. You cannot like or dislike, nothing. All of this don't exist. Love, hatred, close or far. So this unobstructed Dharma realm is a little bit similar to the Confucius concept of the combined world. It's only an idealism, and it's about the world, which means the whole earth, the whole world. The earth is one family, and we are all together. There are no, it's not something thought of by the countries or by the people, only by Confucius. But in the terms of the Dharma realm, it is the unobstructed Dharma realm. Or in the Buddhist world, that all the religious sects become one. The other day, Jesus came for the blessings on the heads. So I don't discriminate against Christians because I was a Christian. It's not because I was a Christian, but I don't discriminate against any of the other religions, Muslims or Hinduism or Catholics, because my heart is all embracing, and this is the same as the unobstructed Dharma realm. This is most important. So if you can do this, then it would be called the wisdom of equality, or the wisdom of great perfection. Om Mani Padme Hum.